This to me I can't tell you the difference between this and Man on Fire.
I love Man on Fire. It was so
no,
in
a way. The persecution rests.
Susie. George.
And we're back.
And we're back. So now, Miss Patricia, remember, you can find the trailer of this in the description.
Okay, I've got Equalizer 3. That's my movie. It's the third of an installment of 2 other movies. And this is like the ending of Equalizer. It's Denzel Washington as McCall and Dakota Fanning as, I can't even say her name.
Acteur.
That's what I thought. Okay, McCall has given up on his life as a government agent, as an assassin, and is now in a small Italian town where he realizes this town is where he likes to be. He likes the atmosphere. He likes everything. But then he realizes that the people of the town are controlled by the mafia. So he does what he does, and he becomes the vigilante of protecting this town against the mafia. And if you see the other 2 Equalizers, you realize he always picks a person, and in this one, a thing, like a town, where he protects. And that basically says the whole movie. There's a lot of things I did not like about this movie because the first 2 movies I thought were better. The first one usually always explains everything, but in this movie, it kind of carries on. The first movie, he protects a person. Second movie, he protects a person. In the third movie, he protects a town, and that makes it more impersonalized. So, but he does what he does to protect the town because he wants to live in this town. And unlike most end movies like John Wick and all that, he does not die. And oh, shut up. It doesn't matter if I say this.
What do we get 2, 3, and 4?
God, excuse me. So, yeah, it's just different. It's very more of a quiet movie compared to the first 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, the first 2 movies, what I liked about him and is his kind of signature in all this is that he times himself when he kills people. That's
so
deal.
like at the beginning. So at the beginning.
And
every movie should have that.
Yeah. Well, and they do slow motion in the first 2 movies, how he kills people. And what he uses to kill people. And it's very effective. I actually prefer the first 2 movies compared to this.
You were saying that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, like John Wick where he dies. And I compare it
spoilers.
to this. Yeah. Whatever.
He gets replaced by the Mexican Juan Wick.
Yeah.
Because you got to sit through 4 movies before that happens.
Yeah. And even then, I didn't think it was that good. But
yeah, they're still probably going to do a sequel.
They'll probably do a sequel. But in this one, it's more of a quiet ending. That's what I would call it. He protects this town from the mafia, which is totally fleecing everybody from their money. But those little things, like timing his watch for how long it takes him, and slow motion and what he uses to kill people, makes a big difference. I don't know. It seemed much more quieter. The town they used was beautiful.
Yes.
Palermo. Yeah. And it was okay. It was not great. It was just okay. Lon?
Okay.
See, there's the funny part. Now, I personally have not seen any of the Equalizer movies.
You have to see the other ones.
The only reason is I was a big fan of the TV show
Me
with
too.
Edward Woodward.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like, oh, okay, and again, this is the weird part because I think the team of Denzel Washington, Anton Fuqua as director is a great combination.
Yeah.
Ever since Training Day, I said, you know what? They work so well together.
They do.
So it's like, I can't give it. But for some reason, Equalizer thought, I'm not going to see this because so when you picked it, and again, this is another great thing I love about it, that I'm forced to watch the movie now.
Right.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought this was great. I think, I wouldn't
liked
say
it?
great. This is just a good, solid action
Yeah.
thriller.
movie. Yeah.
Because Denzel Washington, who yet has, I really mean this, has yet to really disappoint me.
Yeah.
He has an on-screen presence that he has, I think, the old star or old-fashioned
Quality
star
star.
quality.
Yeah,
He is a
absolutely.
movie star. But I still respect him as an actor. I really do.
Absolutely.
So watching this movie, it's like, okay. And the opening, you're right. With the timing and everything and this and that. It's like, okay. But I thought, what does this have to do with the TV show? I'm not getting it. I'm not
Oh,
getting it. So
not
then it
connected.
goes to
Yeah.
the, like you said, the town where he
Right.
becomes sort of almost, he gets involved with it.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, I'm sort of getting the old Equalizer now.
Are you comparing the two?
But, oh yeah. But the thing is, it
It's
wasn't
called
until,
The Equalizer.
I will say this. It was not until the very end or towards the end where a certain thing happens. I said, that's what the Equalizer was
Would have done.
completely about.
Yeah.
And this is what I admire about it. And this is the weird thing because when I was watching the movie, because I was thinking about these movies, it's like,
Right.
how do you get inspired? Because
Right.
it almost had to do with inspiration, right?
Absolutely,
In
yeah.
these movies, right? Godzilla, what happens when you have to defend your town? Maestro, what do you do if you want to be a genius when
And
you're going to
not.
The Lost King. Obviously, we talked about it already because that was the ultimate one, in my opinion.
Right.
Killers of the Flower Moon. The fact that this one woman had to like stand up, and then talking about a woman in the 20s who's a Native American has to stand up to the America. Equalizer has almost that same kind of weird quality about it because I thought,
It's true.
what do you do when you see an injustice? Like, or what, how would you put it? How would you,
Deal with it.
well, no, how would you be put in a situation where you see an injustice? How would you deal with it? Now, for me personally, I do it. I will do that when I see stuff in the stores.
right.
When I think something's wrong, I'll stand up to people and mention that. And I can get fired
Good
for that.
for you, babe.
But the thing is like, but how far do you take it? Right?
Right.
Now, here in The Equalizer, Denzel Washington's character is put in this town and he sees, and this is the problem I did have with the movies because it had to do with the gang related stuff because
Right.
like he sort of knew everything.
Right.
We aren't given privy to that. So he mentions things like it was this, it's that.
Right.
It's like, wow, that's interesting. I didn't get that. But as far as just overall, watching him come to this town, observe,
Right.
I want to say adapt, but really just
No,
like you
that's a good word,
No,
adapt.
it wasn't adapt. It was more like being
Takeover?
no, it was being like touched by
Right.
being there, right?
Right.
Seeing the people, seeing the town, seeing everything about
Right.
it. That's like you said, you could see him. It's like, oh, I want to sort of stay here in a way.
Right.
But
He
you know,
did.
well, that's the thing. I wonder if he will. But then it's like, okay, this is sort of fascinating to me because what is he going to do? What can? But by the beginning of the movie, you know what he's capable of.
Right.
But it's like, okay. But then, it's like, I just went with it. I just said, you know what? Forget about not explaining stuff. Let's just go with this. It's an action kind of movie. And again, that's the one thing that Antoine Fuqua, I think, always does is that he has a certain weird way of showing justice or comeuppance or whatever you
Right,
want to
right,
call
right.
it in his movies.
Right.
So I will give it to them that I think, he and Denzel Washington, just a great team in any movies they do.
Absolutely.
I did think though that the actors in it, the cast members, especially people like Eugenio Mastrodea as Gio, I thought was excellent. I did think
He was a police officer, right?
exactly.
They didn't have a strong bad guy.
Well, no, I that's why I disagree. I think the guy was
Yeah.
menacing enough to show what they were, because again, they're showing that mafioso kind of thing because the two brothers.
Right.
I really did like both of those actors.
But compared to the other two, which you haven't seen, I know.
No, see, and that's what I mean, because this had to do more in this small town and just what they presented, right?
Right.
And so you see one of the younger, I can't even remember their names now. The younger brother, I thought
They're so Italian.
was really good playing.
Andrea
Dodero. Yeah, that he was the sort of you call the young crazy psycho one,
Right.
whereas his brother Vincent, or I'm sure it was like Vincenze, it must have been if it's Italian, right? Andrea Scarduzio. He was the more cool, calm, collected type. And I said, oh, they play really good. They play off one another, and you can see what they can do. So when they get their comeuppance in a way, of course, dealt by Denzel Washington's character, and his name is Robert McCall, I thought was excellent. But for me, it really was the relationship he had with Dakota Fanning, because
she was great.
Well, that's the thing, because he calls in at the beginning. You're going to see this sort of violent incident where he calls it in and he tells them, it's like, oh, this is what happened. This is what I think's going on, blah, blah, blah. And it's really interesting because this is the thing about the Equalizer, if you know, that he is just so connected. He knows everything, every CIA, Interpol, whatever agency, secret agency, he's connected somehow to that.
All of them.
Exactly. And so I'm glad to see that they had this continue in the movie. But I just thought that was the relationship I thought was really fascinating to me, because I kept saying, well, who is Dakota Fanning? Now, fortunately, Patty, being the fan, clued me in because I haven't seen the first two. And so I have to admit, this probably would be a satisfactory ending to the three, even though you weren't crazy about it.
I was crazy about it, but not as crazy as the first two.
Oh, okay, good. Because to me, it's like,
the ending I felt was great.
I just thought as a standalone movie, as somebody who hasn't seen the first two, and to watch it, that was amazing that I could keep up with everything and be touched, and yet,
they're
like
complete on their own. Also.
Exactly.
They do.
Completely onto their own of that one story.
Yeah.
Now they're connected somehow, but
you don't know how.
Exactly.
It's like Kung Fu.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell them how.
I'm
going to tell them how.
Yeah, I knew nothing about the Equalizer, but I was a big fan of the show too, with the British guy.
Edward Woodward. Yeah.
So I really wasn't interested in it, and then I watched it. And I have to say, I actually really liked it. I mean, I really liked Denzel Washington in it. They do classic things that they do in movies where they set up. But one thing I like is kind of not having seen the first two.
Right. It's important to see the first two.
But also I think you don't have to, because I think the intro to the movie fills me in at what the Equalizer is all about. I mean, the intro is just kicking ass basically.
Right. Yeah.
And before he gets, retires in this town. So now I know what he's all about. He can kick everybody's ass basically. So then they do a classic thing where he falls in love with the town. Everybody's so nice. Oh, help fish for you. Better for you, my friend. Everybody's just so nice. It's just saying the town takes him in as one of their own. Now you're one of us, and he does so. And the time goes by because he's healing because he was shot in the intro where he was fighting all these people. He ends up being shot, so he's healing
the thigh.
A doctor saves him, and he goes, "Oh, what happened to you?" He goes, "You fell." And that seems to be in a town like that. Everybody that gets injured, just you fell. That's people come in with gunshot wounds. You fell. That's a default thing. So he helps him heal, and he's not telling what he's doing. So he falls in love with the people. Classic thing they do in movies to make you fall in love with other people. It's kind of like Apocalypto. You fall in love with the tribe. So, and then of course, another thing that movie does that is also kind of like a classic thing in movies. You have that very evil, smooth crime boss, and his little asshole brother that's going to create problems.
Always.
And it's your asshole brother that's going to be your decline because such an asshole. So I thought those guys were actually really great. I said the guy was really good at the little asshole brother because I was
he was.
Yeah.
The one thing I really liked about the movie, which actually I did not like about the John Wick movies, is if we're gonna go into somebody that can kick ass, I like how they did it. the thing about John Wick movies is like he'll be fighting for like 30 minutes,
Right.
and 30 people coming at him. He falls down the steps, climbs back up. It's like, what are you, Hulk? Wolverine?
Yeah, right.
I like that. At least, even though it's kind of, you have to suspend belief that he's gonna beat up, like 5 guys or 6 guys. I like how they did it really fast, like more like a realistic thing where there might be a scene where he's fighting 4 guys, and he ends them in basically like 30 seconds. It's just boom, you're done. That's it.
Right. They don't dwell on the goal or the violence.
Right.
And that would be more realistic.
Exactly.
You come up to me, I stop you, slice,
Right.
you're done. So as opposed to John Wick, stop me back, and go forever. Or those Malaysian movies. Back then, better about Malaysian movies. Okay. So Indonesia, right? So yeah, eco ways. So I really like that because I like those kind of fight movies too. Like I like if they great choreographed fight scenes, but I like when they make it more realistic, and to me that felt very realistic. How he unalives people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Dispatched people.
yeah, and I like his character too. I mean, Denzel Washington's really smooth in the movie too. I really just like made it believable. He's just so calm and smooth, and like he doesn't he doesn't get upset. He doesn't get I'm so angry now. He's just like basically, are you sure you want to come this way? You sure you want to go there? Basically. So I really like his character. Very, very wise, actually. Kind of like, almost like Kung Fu. He's kind of like a Kung Fu. So, no, and I haven't seen any of those movies. I was like, okay, and now...
I wish you guys would
I'll
watch the other ones.
Oh, see that now after watching the third
No,
one, I
watch
will
the
watch the first two.
one.
Because actually...
It sets it up.
Yeah, because I actually did like the character. And I go, okay. I also heard that they were thinking of doing another one, but might be a prequel where they might do AI to make him look younger.
The prequelizer?
Yeah, prequelizer.
That actually was good before.
Very good.
Or they might use that guy the Creed, the actor, Creed actor,
Right.
or is another actor, or they might just. But the Fuqua wants Denzel to be. He says, "I'll do it if Denzel was involved in it too," because great
All right.
combo.
They're so good, yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, I actually enjoyed this movie more than the John Wick movies.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay, Rob.
A guy shoots a guy in the eye, then sticks the gun in the guy's eye socket and uses his head as a silencer as he shoots a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
and you're
what's the
praising
point?
this movie.
Well,
He's a hero.
I was going to say, he doesn't use a silencer, just literally shoots to his skull to kill other
Just
people.
shoots through his skull. Okay, all right.
So what's the point?
Silencer makers everywhere. This garbage is, there's no excuse for movies like this. This is kill, 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 kill. Hey, he's a bad guy. Why? Because he's stupid. Because you can see that you're stronger than him. You're a better shot than him. You can do anything better than him. And he gets up in your face, and then you blow his brains out.
That's the way the movie goes.
He should have been
called
called
but that's what passes for screenwriting now. I'm just fed up with it.
This is crap. They should have called it the Equalizer.
Would you rather have Maestro?
It's inexcusable garbage.
And then it goes to Maestro, who tries to be so fucking artsy.
Well, now, hold on.
Did I say anything good about Maestro?
Huh?
Yeah.
Did I say anything good about Maestro?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Thank God.
So I'll give it this. It's a hell of a lot better than the Equalizer movies.
I'm sorry, it's not. No, it's
Oh,
not.
I wouldn't say that either.
No.
You guys wouldn't, and that's the problem.
Ah,
This is the kind of shit that makes money now.
yeah.
John
Because
Wick.
it's got a
Did
story
it actually
behind
make
it.
money? Equalizer 3? I
Especially since they haven't seen Equalizer 1 and 2. Which
I saw
2 is
Equalizer
my
1.
favorite.
He's
I saw
allowed
Equalizer
his-
1 and didn't
We have
have
some
any
revivals.
desire to see Equalizer 2.
He's
And then I saw
allowed
this
his
because we were
opinion.
doing it.
What is keep going? What is your opinion?
What do you
Yeah.
think about
What's
it?
your
I think
opinion?
this is just it's violence porn. There's no excuse for these movies being made. It makes me feel bad to look at Denzel Washington, who I think is such a great actor,
Absolutely.
being stuck doing this kind of crap. Now I never watched the TV series, but I'm assuming it wasn't anywhere near as violent.
No, it was nothing like
And
not
that.
at all.
basically, what I understood the
well,
series.
it
Hold on.
was sort of
What I
violent.
understood the
Not
series
really.
to
But
be.
not like
No,
this.
excuse me.
It showed
Excuse
it
me.
different.
What I understood the series to be about was a guy who helps out underdogs by
Right.
equalizing it.
That's
That's
true.
not what these movies are about. This
No,
is a guy
it
who
changed.
just can shoot better than other people, who goes and uses it as an excuse to kill.
Well, and that's why I would disagree, because
kill.
That's why I said the end of the movie. It's like, oh, that's why all this started, because what I thought was fascinating is like the only reason all this stuff happened was because he did one thing at the beginning
Right.
to rectify that
Another
something that happens at
thing.
the end, which is what exactly the Equalizer is about. And that's
Right.
what surprised me.
Right.
It's like that came out of the blue. It's like, oh, they did still keep to the Equalizer
Yeah.
part. And that's what I have to admit. As I said, that's what I liked about it.
Well, one thing is, this guy wasn't equalizing; he was equalizing.
Yeah.
But they did try to go somewhere else too with a bigger plot with the whole import of.
This is. I mean, this to me is. I can't tell you the difference between this and Man on Fire.
I love Man on Fire. It was so
No,
wonderful.
in a
I rest,
way.
the
Yeah,
persecution
in a way.
rests.
Susie, what do you think?
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Are you done? Bob?
Okay. I wrote the thing which you already said. Retiring from his former life as a government assassin, he finds himself in Palermo.
City.
This could have been any movie. It could have been a love story. It could have been somebody jumping off a bridge. It was so beautiful.
The scenery.
The scenery was
Yeah, it was.
amazing. It was great.
Yeah, I can't wait to go there now.
I know, me too.
Oh, I would definitely go to that town.
That's where I want to be killed.
That's Palermo. The cinematography was beautiful. The people, that's the thing, is he gets to know all the local people. And
Right.
actually, what is going on with the local people who are really great,
Right.
the fact that he does this is okay. That makes it okay. He is protecting these people.
Well, there's throwing people in jail and there's shooting them in the eye. I
Well, no,
somehow I
he's-
see a subtle difference.
Whatever it takes.
Well, to
Bob.
be quite honest,
Whatever it
I
takes.
don't, because
No,
I'm sorry, if these
well,
people are
he's not-
killing other people, it's like, you know what,
It's
if
movie- it's movie
if a killer
reality.
gets a killer in the eye, it doesn't matter
It's
to me.
movie
Yeah,
reality.
it's like,
So
just
be it.
like
Yeah.
So be it.
Exactly.
He
Yeah.
is supposed to be, well,
Justice.
I think there's one great comment that the doctor asked him, something about, are you good or are you bad?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
That's exactly
and he
right.
goes, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like,
And he probably doesn't.
And that's when the doctor says,
Yeah.
"That's how I know you're a good man."
That's
that
only a good-
that was
Yes.
very
It's
telling.
like, that's
I like
only
that.
only a good man would have that answer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
yeah, because I feel like the people he's dealing with are way worse than him. They're not even worse. He's
Right.
there as a
No,
protector.
they're worse.
He
They just
deals.
only exist on a screen.
He deals in their world while this movie is happening on the
Mhm.
screen. So he deals in their world
Right.
equal to what they're doing, and he wins.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it makes it fair in the movie world.
Right.
You know, I also love that I love Denzel Washington in this because he was just such like a normal guy, and he
Right.
was meeting the normal people, but he's like an observer of people,
Right.
and he notices that they're getting shaken down.
Yeah.
He notices that,
That's his job.
right? And that bothers him. Right. But when you're dealing with people in the movie that are that bad, you have to be that bad to deal
Bad.
with them.
Exactly.
And
Absolutely. So
and so
Yeah,
that's what
movie.
he was. He was
Well,
the
but it's-
equalizer.
well,
No, exactly. No, that's
Equalizer.
that's why I
Thank you,
said
sir.
that's why it really did
It works
follow
in
the
the
TV
it
series.
works in the movie. And
Yes.
Well,
you
he's-
won't believe the
Well, what is he's equally going down into
and
their
this
world.
and this
their world.
third one
Mhm.
is so much milder than the first two.
Which is what I
wish
that's
you
why I'm
guys
glad.
would watch the
I'm
first
glad it
two.
was actually milder because, like they said about the violence, it's like it was quick. They don't dwell on it, so it's
No,
not
it
gore.
doesn't have
You
the
don't see
time.
it.
actually
Yeah.
a real
Slow
fight.
motion.
Yeah.
A real fight like that is going to be like
Did,
that.
did
That's
Antoine
real
Fuqua do the
You
first
have
two?
to watch at least the second one.
Did Antoine Fuqua direct
No, I
the
don't.
first two?
No, I don't.
but I
No, he directed all of them.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's like
let's
I'm
get-
going to Sicily.
Well, no. Well, that's the thing. See, that was actually filmed in the Amalfi Coast.
Yes.
They
Yeah,
were in
because it
Sicily.
was in
Remember, he has to
Sicily.
go
It would've
and
been
move.
different.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
What's our score?
Okay.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So,
Excuse
that was
me?
your first.
Yes. For the Amalfi Coast and me wanting to go to that town, I give it a 6. I definitely do.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
I would say for those kind of movies,
Yeah.
violent, very violent, gory kind of movies, it's actually very well done.
Give the
I'll
number,
I
babe.
give it an 8 for
Okay.
Oh,
Sue?
I give it a 7.
I give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I give it a 1.
Who cares?
okay. So that ends our
Aw.
episode 67. And
No, we're having such a good fight.
yeah, it's got so I need you to like us. I need you to subscribe. I need you to go buy us coffee. And if you'd like, go to the Patreon. I promise I'll try and get more stuff up on there.
Yeah.
And if you have any suggestions on movies that we might have missed,
Yes,
Yeah,
please
tell us what
comment.
you'd like
Tell
to
us what you'd like to
see.
review. Yeah.
Yes.
any gem out there that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
we should do like a show that's all recommendations.
Yeah.
from other
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Bob. Are you really
Yes.
ready to watch all those Indian films? Because thankfully they gave us a lot of
Well, I
things
am-
I
we
didn't
still
say
haven't
we have to
done.
watch
Actually,
every movie from one
Okay, let
nation.
Susie
no,
finish.
I was saying actually, I'm watching a series on what's his name?
Netflix.
What's
Oh, the
Russell-
Indian detective.
Yeah, Indian
Russell
detective
Peters.
Russell Peters.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Mafia, crime
Yeah.
boss with the Yasso brother. It's the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
funny.
exactly.
Okay.
Okay, finish what
Yeah.
you're saying.
But it's very funny
Okay.
and
Well,
it's
Russell
great.
Peters, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I really like Indian film, and I
we like them all.
and I
Just so
We
everybody
review
knows.
them all.
But-
we don't
Them
not like
all.
them all. We review them
but
all.
yeah. So it doesn't matter what it is. We like it.
Just
So,
like us.
So until next time.
Please like us.
Next year.
Happy
Good
New
night.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay.